Fear. It creeps in night, it strikes in silence, it hides behind the decisions we never make, paths we never take, and the truths we never confront. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why do we fear? Where does this fear truly come from? Is it just a biology, or is there something deeper inside? In today's video, we will dive into the heart of fear, not just overcoming the fear, it's about understanding the fear. So sit back and breathe and let's start the video. What is fear? Fear, at its core, it's a survival mechanism. It's not your enemy, it's your protection. Thousands of years ago, early humans needed fear to survive. It was the fear that kept them alert to the danger, awake to the predators, and responsive to the threats. Fear is the language of the amygdala, the small hormone-shaped structure in your brain responsible for the detecting danger and triggering the fight or flight response. Or in detail, amygdala is a part of limbic system. The limbic system is a set of brain structures in humans and many other animals. The amygdala has a primary role in processing of memory, decision making, and emotional responses, including fear, anxiety, and aggression. This response is powerful. Within milliseconds, your body floods with adrenaline. Your heart races, blood rushes to your limbs, and pupils dilate. You are biologically ready to fight or run. But here's the twist. Today, our threats are not a saber-toothed tigers, they are deadlines. Bills, breakups, rejections, loss, and uncertainty. And your body reacts the same way as if your life is at stake. That is a fear's power, and it's burden. Types of fear. To master a fear, we need to first understand its types. First one is a rational fear. First, rational fear. This is a type of fear that is logical and grounded in reality. It occurs when there is a genuine threat or danger that your mind recognizes and responds to appropriately. Example, imagine you are walking alone at night and hear the footsteps behind you. Feeling of fear here is rational because your brain perceives a potential threat to your safety. This fear triggers your fight or flight response, helping you react quickly to avoid harm. Rational fear is adaptive and important for survival. It keeps us alert and cautious in risky situations. Next one is irrational fear. We have irrational fear, sometimes called phobia. This fear is not based on the real or immediate threat, or it is an exaggerated response to something harmless. For example, someone might have an intense fear of spiders, even tiny, harmless ones. This fear can feel overwhelming or uncontrollable, often leading to avoidance behaviors that interfere with daily life. Unlike the rational fear, irrational fear often persists even when the person knows the fear is unrealistic. Common irrational fears include fear of flying, fear of public speaking like. Irrational fears can develop from the past experience, learned behavior, or sometimes no clear cause at all. They are treatable with therapy methods like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or exposure therapy. Finally, existential fear. This is deeper, more philosophical type of fear related to our very existence. It's a fear of things like death, meaninglessness, isolation, or the unknown. Unlike the rational or rational fears, existential fear deals with abstract concepts rather than immediate physical threats. For instance, many people experience anxiety about what happens after death or whether their life has purpose. This kind of fear can lead to the profound reflection about the life and our place in the universe. It is common to feel existential fear at the different points in life, especially during the big transitions or crises. Existential fear can motivate the people to seek meaning connect deeply with others or pursue the personal growth. Psychological roots of fear. Fear isn't born, it's made. Children, we are impressionable. If you are punished for failing, we may pay for the failure. Not just in academics or work, but in every risk we consider taking. If we are criticized for expressing emotion, we may fear the vulnerability, choosing to suppress our feelings to avoid the judgment. If we are abandoned or neglected, we may fear the rejection or loneliness, sometimes feelings of clinging to the unhealthy relationships or avoiding the intimacy also. If we grow up in a situation or in a society where people stop us from being happy, control us, and voices like slave, we may develop a fear of people, even if they are just glancing at. These fears don't really vanish with the age. They are stored deep in the subconscious, becoming invisible programs that influence our behavior. They quietly dictate our relationships, career paths, friendships, and even the opportunities we allow ourselves to pursue. Modern psychologists and thought leaders emphasize that unresolved trauma is the root of many adult fears. These are often discussed views what appears to be a surface level anxiety is often a symptom of a deeper wound. For example, you may feel the public speaking, but underneath is the terror of humiliation, disapproval, or truly being seen for who you are. You may feel the commitment, but what you are really missing is the unpredictability of love what that you experienced in your formative years. Therapy, inner child work, and shadow integration are powerful tools for this. They allow us to revisit the moments where fear was planted and to reframe our relationship with those experiences. Instead of just managing the fear, these approaches will help us heal it, liberating us from the patterns we didn't even know we were following. Fear without trauma. How and why it happens. Not everyone who experiences fears has gone through obvious trauma, abuse, or bullying. In fact, some people grow up in stable homes and safe communities and with loving families, yet they still find themselves anxious, hesitant, and afraid in certain situations. So, how does this happen? Biological sensitivity. Some individuals are simply born with a more sensitive nervous system. Genetics play a role in how reactive our amygdala is. The brain feels it. For these people, fear responses can be triggered more easily even with a harmful past experience. Land observation. Even without direct trauma, fear can be learned by watching others. If a child sees parents relating or feels reacting fearfully to certain situations, the child's brain records this as a danger or the fear becomes a second hand, what psychologists call a vicarious conditioning. Cultural and social conditioning. Certain societies use fear subtly to maintain order through rules, religious expectation, or social shame. A person might not have been bullied, but constant reminder to be careful, don't speak out, or don't draw attention to yourselves can create caution, fearful personality over time. Fear of unknown. Even without a negative event, humans have an innate discomfort with uncertainty. This evolutionary trait helped our ancestors survive, but in modern life it can show up as a fear in perfectly safe situations like meeting new people or trying something unfamiliar. Imagination and overthinking. The human mind can create a fear simply by imagining the potential dangers. Our ability to predict and plan is a strength, but when confined within active imagination, it can produce a fear that has no basis in the reality. So, who are these people? They are often highly sensitive, observant, and thoughtful individuals. Their fear doesn't come from what happened to them, it comes from how the body and mind are wired to anticipate and prepare for what might happen. Spiritual dimension of fear. From a spiritual perspective, many wisdom teachings are agree on one thing: fear is at its core an illusion. It often arises when we forget our true essence, when we identify too much with the temporary physical aspects of life, our body, our possessions, our social image, or even our stories. The deeper part of us, the unchanging awareness behind all thoughts and emotions, is untouched by the fear. The mind fears endings, but our true essence knows there is no end. Another way to understand the fear, spirituality, is to see it as an attachment. We fear losing what we hold on to or not gaining what we desire. The more we cling, the stronger the fear becomes. It can also be seen as resistance, the refusal to flow with the life's natural changes. When we resist a change, we suffer. When we relax into the unfolding of life, fear becomes default. So, in essence, the fear is a symptom of separation from our deeper nature. When we believe we are only this temporary identity, naturally fear the death. Now, loss and uncertainty, but when we reconnect with the deeper awareness that we truly are, fear loses its hand. You are like the sky, vast and unchanging. Fear is just a passing cloud. Tools to overcome the fear. Let's now explore the practical ways to overcome the fear. These are tools backed by the science, psychology, and spiritual wisdom. Mindful awareness. Observe your fear. Don't suppress. Don't react. Just notice. Mindfulness weakens the fear's grip. Breathe work. Your breathe is your anchor. Slow, deep breathing activates a parasympathetic nervous system. It calms the storm. Cognitive reframing. Ask yourself, is this fear based on the truth or story? Challenge the story, change the pattern. Exposure therapy. Face the small fears one step at a time. Each success rewires your drive. Ritual surrender. Pray, meditate, trust, and say, I'm in control. I'm in control. And I'm in control.